Good morning. Welcome to our free monthly workshop series. Email marketing generates a $36 return on investment for every $1 spent. Yet, many entrepreneurs and small businesses are intimidated to use it. Today, we're going to help you get started and for you veterans to share some best practices for creating effective campaigns that turn prospects into customers. I'm Dixie, my co-host is Katrine, and we're from Easy Marketing. We have a lot of great information for you today, and we do hope to get to as many of your questions as possible. But if we miss yours, or if you think of something later, here's our contact information. We'd love to hear from you. And we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we post monthly videos on helpful marketing topics for entrepreneurs, small businesses, and nonprofits. Easy Marketing is celebrating 21, or are we 22 years now in business?
22.
22. We're located in Northeast Florida with clients throughout the US and abroad. We specialize in email marketing, of course, but also website design, social media, and graphic design. And our clients range from local upstarts to international green energy companies. So enough about us, we're here to talk about email marketing. And today we're going to cover the how and why. This particular workshop is geared toward beginners and those new to email marketing, but veterans also can pick up some great tips as we cover the key elements of design. So let's begin with why. Small businesses are generally strapped for both time and resources. So why add another thing to your already full plate? And the answer is because of all the tools in your marketing toolbox, email is typically the strongest. 91% of people check their email every day. In marketing terms, that's what we call reach, and it doesn't get any better than that. 88% check on their smartphones, and that is consumed morning, noon, and night, more than videos, even more than social media. How many of you checked your email first thing this morning, or maybe the last thing before you went to bed last night? Many of us can relate to that on a daily basis, and so can your customers. Email works because it meets your customers where they are on something they're already using. In fact, what's the #1 app on smartphones? It's not Facebook, it's email. More than half of all emails today are opened on a mobile device, which means it's essential that your emails are mobile friendly. Emails are also very reliable. About 90% of emails get delivered compared to Facebook posts, for example, that typically reach about 2% of followers. And we're not down on social media, we're experts in that as well, but just showing you the difference and how these different things work together. Email is something that people are comfortable with and they've come to rely on, from everything from updates from their bank, messages from school and work, and of course, promotional messages from businesses that they're interested in. It's clear that email is ubiquitous, but what does that mean for your business? Email marketing has the highest return on investment from all forms of marketing, average $36 for every $1 spent. It also has 3 times the conversion rate of social media. So the time that you spend to create and send emails is going to reap higher rewards. So you might be thinking, okay, I hear you. Email sounds like a good marketing strategy, but why do I need a specific email marketing platform? Can't I just email my customers from Gmail or a Yahoo account? And we'll share more thoughts on that in a moment. But what we really want to stress is that the idea in business, first impressions matter. You rarely get a second chance. When someone opens an email from you, they're going to give it maybe a 2-second glance and then decide to either keep reading or delete it. And what they see more than what you've written is going to determine what they do. So maybe you want them to visit your website, register an event, make a donation, try a new product. That's where a professional looking email designed to drive action is going to be crucial. So let's compare a couple emails based on first impressions. Notice the difference between a regular email from, say, your Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo account on the left, and one sent through an email marketing platform like Constant Contact, for example, on the right. Which do you think gets more results? If you're not emailing potential and former customers, or if your emails look like the one on the left, you're really not doing your marketing any justice, especially when a professional looking email from email marketing platform is very inexpensive, starting at about $12 a month, very easy to use, and far more effective. But it's not just about looking good. An email service provider makes sure that their emails are optimized simultaneously for both people looking at it on a desktop and for their mobile or cell phone screen. If you've ever gotten an email that's not mobile friendly, you'll know, right? You have to keep scrolling to the right. It's like getting socks from your grandma for Christmas. It's not something you look forward to opening. A provider is also going to keep you out of hot water by ensuring that your emails are compliant with something called the CAN-SPAM Act. They're going to make sure that you're following the law, that you don't get blacklisted, and that you avoid potentially hefty fines. Marketing platforms are also remarkably easy. You don't need to be an IT expert or a graphic designer. They provide beautiful ready-made templates, and all you need to drag and drop in your photos and text. As you get more advanced, they'll help you with list management so that you can customize your emails and get them to the right people. And finally, you're going to be more effective when you can track your success in real time, when you can see exactly who is opening which emails and what they're clicking on. So reporting tools are going to be your friend. So once we understand the why of email marketing, the next question is generally, how do I do it? And that's where I'll turn it over to my friend Katrine.
Yeah, so the question here, if you are totally new to all of this and you open up your Gmail and you're trying how I'm going to send something that looks like this, there are a couple of very basic things. So out of the different platforms, Gmail, Microsoft, AOL, Yahoo, all of those are emails that are created to send individual emails back and forth. They are not created and should not be used to send batches of emails that we are talking about here for marketing or for information. And if we have some nonprofits in here, what we're talking about goes for you as well, or for schools. It has all about getting information out. So what you need is to subscribe to a platform. So we are always using Constant Contact here. So once that goes to the website, signs in, and log in. So you open up an account and everything you do there is going to happen in that account. You have the account and it's yours. As soon as you open it up, the first thing they're going to ask you to pick a template. So they have hundreds of templates. You pick one that you really like. So let's say you have a barbecue place. You scroll through and you find one that looks really good. So you choose that one. And the next thing is opening up is a very simple way of building your platform. There, you can drag in images, you can drag in text, you can change things any way you want it. You can change the colors and you can make it yours, but it's really simple. So I'm going to do a live demonstration a little bit later, and you're going to see how you just click on image, you have a photo, you upload it to your library in Constant Contact, and then you can use it. So that's how you start setting up. And the second part, and Dixie talked about that earlier, is that we talked about list and list management. When we talk about list, that is a list of email addresses that you have. So if you are brand new, hopefully you have a list of clients, customers, members that you've been in contact before. You upload those to your account, and now you are able to send out emails to these people. And it's important to know you have to use email addresses that are yours and to people that can expect using that. So it's very important that you have the permission to send emails. You cannot buy an email list or get a friend's emails, friend business emails. You have to generate those yourself.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Katrine.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing that done live in a few minutes in the demo. So now that we've covered the basics of selecting and customizing a template, I want to take you a little bit more through the individual design elements, because each serves a purpose in helping customers know who it's from, why they should open it, and then what they should do next. This example is a very basic template we chose from Constant Contact just to illustrate the different parts of an email. It has what we call the 7 essential elements of design that are present in every or almost every marketing email. We're going to give you tips for each in turn, but we wanted to give you the full picture first so that you can see how these elements tie together. By customizing each of the elements, you're going to create first what we call a master template for your organization. Consistency is very important in email marketing. We want all your emails to have a similar look and feel. We call that branding, so that customers know without even reading it that this is from your business. A master template is going to help you achieve that consistency and also save you a ton of time, because you could just make a copy of it and reuse it again and again by just plugging in the pieces of content that are specific to each campaign. No matter what template you choose, you want to make it look like your brand. So first, you're going to place the logo in there, typically in the center or top left. That's going to ensure that your brand is recognized right away, because it's the first thing that subscribers see within the body of the email. People are used to clicking on images when they're shopping online, so you're also going to turn that logo into a clickable link that takes them directly to your website. You also want to use your brand colors, and those are typically the colors in your logo or possibly the colors on your website. Just remember that like all blues are not the same, so you want to find out the exact color and use it consistently. And if you don't know the hex value of your color, there are some free color matching tools like Digital Color Meter that you can use to identify your brand colors and use them consistently. So once you've set up your template with these branding elements, then you'll want to select a compelling image. Photos grab the reader's attention and bring your marketing communications to life. So you're going to want to choose an image that supports your message. So if you're having a sale on a particular product, like these bikes, include a clear image of the product or of somebody using the product. If you're promoting an event, use photos perhaps from last year that capture the fun of people attending that event. Just like with your logo, you can make that supporting image clickable as well. But in this case, rather than going to your home page, you want that link to go directly to the place on your website where they can get information, buy the product, sign up, do whatever with that specific item you're promoting. No one wants to have a scavenger hunt on your website, so make sure you take them directly to the page where they can take action. And this image is typically going to be something that you change out for each email. So when you make your master template, you can just put in a placeholder. Because your main goal of email is to inspire some kind of action from your readers, you want to give special attention to your headline. The headline is there to capture the reader's attention and should be the largest text in your email. So we recommend about a 22-point font in one of your brand colors. Once you've piqued the reader's interest, the message body is where you provide details about the offer. So you're going to give them information that they need to take the next step. Remember to keep this short and sweet, no longer than 20 lines so that you don't overwhelm the readers. And about a 14-point font, always with a dark text on a light background, because that's going to improve readability. And finally, do not get too fancy. Too many font styles can be very distracting. So we recommend no more than 2, and just to make sure that they're consistent. So if you're choosing Arial, use Arial every time and consistently throughout the email and from one campaign to the next. When it comes to designing your email, never send an email without asking the reader to do something. We call that the call to action. So use a button that helps grab your reader's attention and makes it easy for them to click and do the thing that you've asked. You can make that button pop with one of your brand colors to really draw attention, typically the brightest. So we often use the orange because that's the brightest color in our wheel. Finally, use action-oriented words on your button to engage the audience. So you don't want click here, you want things like order now, register by December 1st, request a copy, download our guide, something that starts with an action verb. When people click on your button, again, make sure to take them directly to the place on your website where they can do that thing. So if you want them to purchase a product, it's going to go to the product page. If you want them to, sign up, it's going to go to that form. The image, the paragraph, and the call to action all work together to get your audience to take action. Now let's talk about the last element of the email, and that's the footer. This is that stamp of useful information at the bottom of your email. The best part about it is you set it up once for the master template and typically forget about it. It would only need to be updated if something major changes, like you move to a different location. Be sure to include all your contact information, your website, hours of operation, and of course, social media buttons, so people know how to get in touch if they have questions. So there you have it, folks. Those are the 7 elements of email design. Lastly, we just want to encourage you that simple is generally best. As you're designing your email campaign, keep it short and sweet. When you copy your master template, you should only need to add 3 things: a picture, a short paragraph, and a call to action. That's it. If you have more details to share, you have a lot of, how-tos or, the fine print, if you will, put that information on your website. You can even create a document like a frequently asked questions and then provide a link to those on your website. That way, you're not weighing down your emails with a lot of extraneous information. We want to give them just what they need to pique their interest and to take action. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Katrine to show us how it's done with a little demo.
Yes, so let me get that up. So I am going to share my screen. See here. So is this sharing now?
Yep, we can see your constant contact page.
Perfect. So we talked about how to get started, and it's as simple as going to constantcontact.com and signing up for an account. And as soon as you get in here, the first thing they're going to ask you is, we're going to create something. So we are going to go in and we are going to create an email. There are many more things that you can do with a constant contact account, but today we are looking at the email. But they also offer landing pages, surveys, social media posts, and registration for events. So I'm waiting for the screen to open up. And of course I can see here. Just need to refresh that. Yes. So as you can see, there are lots and lots of options when it comes to emails here. And I'm looking for some text here. So what we need to do is to find one that we really like. And we can pick any template. I had a help sheet here. Where did that go?
While you're looking for that, you could either scroll down and kind of visually look for this type of template that you find visually attractive. There's also a search bar at the top. So you could search by the type of industry that you're in, for example, like you're a realtor or you have a coffee shop or whatever, and they're going to show you different types of templates that you can pick from. And choose one that's just going to give you a starting point, because we'll show you how to customize the details later.
Yeah. So I put in the word event in here, and I'm looking and I'm finding the one we already showed in the slideshow. So I'm going to go in and think, because what I really have or don't have is a Jack's Backyard Barbecue. So we are pretending that that is what we have, and that I are going to introduce a St. Louis pork basket. That is my goal, to send this out. So I start with something that looks really nice. The first thing I need to do is, of course, this logo up here is not mine. So I need to go in and replace it. It is an image. So I can go in and upload images. I have already uploaded this image, but if you you will have this on your computer, so you will take whatever logo you have, you will pull that logo in and upload that to Constant Contact. Because of course people cannot see images that are on your computer, they need to see something that is on the server that is going to send out the emails and where people are going to look at it. So we are picking the logo and we're inserting it, and we can decide, yes, drag how big it's going to be. The next thing we're going to do is, this is not the St. Louis pork basket, this is just a sample for this template. So we'll go in and replace this image, and we're going to look what we had in the library, and I had already uploaded this one, so we're going to use that image. If I need more images, I can simply take the image block here and I can place it wherever I want, and now I can add a new image any way you want to change things and move it in. In this case, where the text here is not going to be invited, we are going to say introducing the St. Louis pork basket. I copied that in here so you don't have to sit and when I type things in here. So this is simple how you start with something. You can custom make things to it. In this case, for example, the border is red. I can go in under design and I can say that I want an orange border instead, or a blue one, or any kind, green one, any color I want, we can go in and set in. So you create this email, you make sure that all the information that Dixie has talked about in the footer, and then you can go in and then you send it out. You can send it out right away, or you can time it, and you also decide who are you going to send it to. You might, when you get started, only have one list of contacts, but after a while, you might divide them in. This is just a test account, but all depending on your industry and business. If you're a nonprofit, and one of these email groups, in this one here, is called baseball, and it has 7 email addresses, and barbecue have 41. So I might send this in, and then I can go in and send it out. That's how everything is working when you are sending out emails. And the good thing here is that anyone that have signed up for your emails, or you have been getting their emails from them because you've been in, they are your client, you can always go in there and set things up. And they are now going to get emails, depending on what you promised them in the beginning, once a month or once every week. It's all depending on your industry and what you want to do. So yes, that was that part. Did you have, what did I miss?
No, I think that was perfect. I think it's really helpful to kind of see it in action so that you can, see kind of how easy it is to pick a different template, to drag and drop the different things in there. So that was really helpful, Katrina. I appreciate it. Next, we're going to get to your questions. So go ahead, you can type those in the question box. The rest of the time is yours. So we want to know, what questions you have specific to your industry, or you can kind of tell us where you are in your email marketing journey and if there's things we can do to help you. Katrina, I know I saw we had one that came in earlier about how to get more people on your list. So if you have a list of past customers, but you're trying to expand your list of people to email, what are some suggestions for doing that?
So there are many ways. The first thing is that you ask people, as if you have a store, for example, let people ask them, do you want a newsletter, or do you want a coupon once a week? Do you want information? Because if people find value in what you are offering, they're going to want to hear from you. So that is one thing. Then you make sure on your social media you can ask people, you can make talk about your newsletter and send a link how they can sign up. So those are a few things. If you're at an event, you can have one of those fish bowls where people are putting down their name in order to win a little prize, and that's also a way to get more people that you can reach.
Yeah, or even better, a QR code that people are going to scan and put in just maybe their first name in their email. And then that gets them directly signed up. If you have a landing page, you can get one of those through Constant Contact or your email provider. And then all the emails that you collect will go directly into your account. And we didn't talk too much about this today. It's a more advanced feature, but you can segment those lists. Katrina was talking about how, for example, if you're a nonprofit, you might have one list of sponsors. You might have another list of volunteers. You might have another list of the clients that you serve. Sometimes you want everybody to get the information, like if you have an annual report, for example. But if you're sending out an email where you're trying to get volunteers for your holiday event, you don't necessarily want that to go to the clients. So there are ways to segment those different lists and just send the information to the person that you need. Another good thing to do is when you send out an email, you can do each item that they click on can have them go to a separate list. So let's say you have like a specialty pet boutique and you have information about cats and information about dogs and then something for birds. The people who click on the bird information, they go on the bird list. So next time that you have something special that comes in for birds, you can send it just to your bird people, and that way the cat and dog people don't have to see that. So those are some great ways to work with lists to get the right information to the right people.
We do have a question here. For the call to action, do you suggest click here to view our website, or do you suggest not using that phrase to click here? So one of the things I didn't show you, you know how I dragged in images? You can actually also drag in a button. And with that button, you can change the text, and it's probably enough to say, visit our website, because people always know how to click on a button. So yes, in general, try to keep the number of words down, but you also need to figure out who your audience is. Some people might need very specific direction on what to do in an email that they might not even know they can click in it to go and visit the website. So it all depends on the people reading the emails. But a button is always better, because and if you make it big and red, then they know they need to do that. And depending on what the message is in the email, because if it is, let's say that you are, I don't know, Carly, what your industry is in here, but if it has to do with information about a product, you can say more product information on the button. And it's going to take them to the website. You don't need to really tell that it's going to a website. You just say more product information.
Great advice. So we're getting short on time, so we're going to move on, but I will give you our contact information at the end if you have more questions, if you think of them later. We invite you back to our next free workshop. Next month, we're going to talk about content. So here we're going to help you amp up your email marketing, talking about how to write effective subject lines. Those get people to open the email, how to use powerful images and even video in your email, and of course, the all-important call to action that we were just talking about. So we would love to see you again next month. And if you are new to email marketing, or if it's something you'd like to give a try, or if you've been using a different platform and it wasn't working for you, again, we do recommend Constant Contacts. There are a lot of providers out there, but this is the one that we happen to use. It's the industry leader. We use it both for our own business and also many of our small business and nonprofit clients. You can scan this code for a free trial. And then if it's something that's right for you, I think plans start at about $12 a month thereafter.
I
So
think it's 15, yeah, 12, 15. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it's very, very affordable. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. You've been a very good audience. We hope this has given you a better understanding of the how and why of email marketing and those important elements of design. Here's our contact information. If you have any questions, we're just a call away. And if you're looking for more information about this, about email marketing or social media, we have numerous informational videos and some how-to videos on our YouTube channel, Easy Marketing. You've been a great audience. Thank you, and we'll see you again next month.
Thank you.